portfolio.这么多。Take some notes. As you guys in, person one. Wait. You have never been in, yeah? Oh, register. 11. 那我时间弄错了。Hi, Emil.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Okay, let me turn on the camera. Hello.
Hi.
You have a nice background. The background looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah, the lighting's looking better today.
Where did you get it? Where did you get your Zoom virtual? I tried to get it for a long time. I haven't found the one. I just found the one. The light just looks like, the face looks like, but like your one is really good.
Today it's better. Yeah.
Yeah. So because I think your light's really good. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, it makes a difference. See, I'm traveling Australia, so it's been difficult in the caravan, and sometimes I'm outside, like last time, and the sun was going down. Yeah, that was terrible. Sorry about that.
Oh, great. How you travel in caravan? Where are you traveling to?
Well, we were traveling Australia, but we've only made New South Wales. We've just crossed the border. We've almost been going for 6 months. So I don't know if we'll make it around Australia now. I might have to get back and do some work.
Okay. Hi, Brett.
Hey, how you going?
Good, thank you. We just talked about a male. She's traveling across the street. Well, but during COVID-19, are you allowed to cross the border?
Well, they opened so they opened the Queensland border just the other day. So we crossed 3 days ago.
Okay, got it. Sure, yeah, sure. Okay, great. Then enjoy your traveling. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I was just telling Jason Brett why my lighting was so bad, because last time I was outdoors and the sun was going down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great. And so what have you been up to, Brett, this week?
Trying to chase finance for contracts. It's pretty bad at the moment. So it's taking a lot of time.
What has been happening? Try to chase
just the bank's not moving at all. So finance blown out from 2 weeks to about 2 months at the moment. So
yeah, actually, I watching news. I said, but I know there are many people lost their jobs. So I can say it's getting tough in the because the market. So how? So like, because you know pretty much you captain yours every day. So what happened to the lending now? So is lending good or?
Oh no, just a couple of the banks have overseas processing in India and stuff, and they're closed. So I think that's the main issue. But they also, I had a client the other day with approval, mortgage doc signed, book in settlement, and then they asked for a pay slip.
Oh yeah.
And he just changed his job for more money, and they knocked the loan back.
Oh.
And he had a week to find somewhere to live because he'd sold his house subject to sale, and managed to convince the landlord to give him a lease for 6 months while he sorts his finance out. So just another loan locked back for $2.50 transaction. to a football club, and they wanted to know what that was, and yeah, just it's ridiculous at the moment. So it's pretty tough.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah. Well, even if what I know, I think pretty much in anything that both sides. So sometimes, you know, I'm not sure. You know, you heard about a guy named Dr. John DeMartini. Have you heard about it? May have heard about it, but you should check about it. Well, especially like yeah, definitely I would suggest you read his books and watch some of his video. And so because it's going to help you. I guess it's not just about business, with anything about as well. I tell a quick story that may help you. And so this guy, you know, he has by the way, he's a researcher, so he's come from a scientific background. And so he researched, but he specialized. He researched in something called human behavior psychology. So so that's what he specialized. He called himself human behavior specialist. So well, in his research, he's trying to find some of the universal law where people can apply to deal with the life problem. And one of the law, and he found out is called law of the I guess law of the balance. And so well, this helps with business, with anything as well. They said anything has two sides. Have you ever like a Chinese wisdom called yin and yang, the stuff? Yeah. So basically, he used scientific research. He proved that. And you know, let's say if you talk to a doctor said, you know, your body has some, you know, symptom. Basically, what I mean is, have you heard about a term called homeostasis?
Yes.
Yeah, homeostasis means balance. Means like if you, let's say if you get sick, means you have too much either some of the bacteria in your body, you know, produce too much, or red blood cell is not balanced. So the body is doing something called equilibrium. Is using chemistry to balance the body. Then you know, the body can balance. So same as our emotion as well, and pretty much everything. So the Dr. John DeMartini, you know, he researched everything about it, you know, this, and he proved the Chinese yin and yang philosophy. So think about this one. Let's say, you know, now it's tough time. I know it is, and especially like let's say, I think it is a lot of people maybe lose their job. So lose a job means it's hard to find buyers. But what is the benefit you can see in a tough time for you? What is the benefit you can see? I mean, in this kind of the market condition, what is the benefit?
More stock.
Yeah, more stock. So you can see there's what other benefit you can see?
Yeah, I don't know. Easier to reduce, I guess. Yeah, just I don't know. People losing their jobs, there's not much benefit there, I don't think, to be honest. But
yeah, there are benefits, yeah, especially not just in real estate. You know, let's say there are two sides. By the way, every time two sides, the perfect balance as well. This will change it, because this is why is critical to know it. A lot of people, they, you know, they think our market is bad. External environment said is bad now. They don't have much motivation anymore. When they go into the market is bad, then I mean it's way good. So of course the external environment we cannot control much, because no one can control it, you know. No one know when the COVID-19 goes to end. No one know. But the sense we can control, which is our perception. So if you can say, okay, what is the good side about it, what is the bad side about it, then we balance our perception by doing this. And then we found now actually it's not a good time or bad time. It is just the best time to do, you know, to get it, or to get sales, rather than now is a bad time. Check about his and doing the exercise, and they say, you know, just right now, you know, what is the benefit of you know, of this market condition, and what is the drawback of the market condition. So that's what he suggests. Every time you see something called imbalance, he said you need to balance back, which is you just get a notebook and draw a line. He said you draw a line, you put in the, you know, benefit, you know, in the right hand side, and put in the drawback in the, you know, left hand side. Then you can see, okay, both sides. By doing this, you balance your perception. So is this a market condition actually is perfect to sell? real estate by doing this, and so then we can balance all of the perception by doing this. But this is so. I would suggest to Google search for him and watch his YouTube video. I know it's a personal development stuff, but personal development, I guess a lot of things to do with business is a personal development.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks
for sharing.
Yeah.
Our market's been quiet for a while, so I've kind of been normal.
Oh, no.
Unemployment was, something like 6.7% here, and it's gone up to 7%.
Yeah.
So it's not a real big increase. Whereas eastern states, they've been tracking in the 3s and gone up to 6, 7. So for us, it's not a big difference much.
Okay.
But I've also noticed a lot of businesses closed, but new ones coming in. So, and talking to most of the people up the street, it's busy. The bookshops are busy. Food, the food's busy. Restaurants are reasonably okay. So hasn't been as bad here as probably what I'm hearing, Melbourne, Sydney. So we're a bit lucky. But I notice, every time there's somebody closed up, there's a new one coming in. So new business.
So that is it. Truly, I guess if you truly look at things like this way, because everything in life, much in anything in business, is we heard something like a market crash down, but like business closed down, but the business come out. People lose jobs, but then new job has been created because they lose a job, then they go into business. Then go into business, then create more job.
Yeah.
And this is like happening a cycle. We know real estate is a cycle as well. If you look at the past, I think they have the good track record. I found the RP data. They have passed about 5 decades after World War II. Real estate was going up, down, up, down, up, down, but down. But that's just life. It's not what's going down, never come back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing a market video update probably this afternoon, and some of our suburbs have gone up a lot in the last 6 months. It should be going down, but it's like some of our growth 17% in a couple of our suburbs. That's high.
That's it.
Listings are down 42% though, so that's the other. That's kind of balancing, I guess, the market. So keeping the market high with low stock levels. So but even some suburbs that were taking a bit of a dip, well, they're now up 9% on average.
Oh, great.
So it's a bit like that. Nobody can work out what's going on. It's like the US economy. I watch the news in the morning and they can't. The stock market today had a big bounce, and nobody can work out why. Well, the companies are more in this period are more profitable, more productive. Staff working from home, they work more.
Oh, yeah. I don't have to travel. Think about I know you live in Adelaide, but living in Sydney, the traffic is worse. From the place I live, Purchase City, normally it takes about 30 minutes, but now I don't go to city anymore. In the past, I used to go to city, like co-working space. Normally it takes 1.5 hours. Why? Because the traffic jam is just fully packed in the Victoria Road, and it's heavy snow to move. The car is now take about 5 minutes, move 10 meters.
Oh,
that's how terrible. And Melbourne is terrible as well. But I think Sydney, Melbourne, they are just the traffic there. And the people, I saw you waste like 1.5 hours on the traffic. If you work on a house, you can save the 1.5 hours to do something else. Yeah, people can be more productive because they work.
That's right. Yeah, and when they wake up, they're ready to go to work. It's done. Rather than when you're sitting in traffic for an hour, it takes a lot out of you.
And when you come back as well, that's why a lot of people left early. A lot of people in that place. A lot of people try to leave at 4:30. They should be finished at 5 o'clock. That's what I saw. Because they're trying to avoid the traffic. Then the boss, everyone trying to leave early. By the way, I can't say, people can get much more done if they work from home rather than, go to the traffic, go to city to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How about your what's the progress on marketing so far with the lead gen? So this week.
Nothing this week. I've been pretty busy. So as I said, I did a market update video.
Okay.
And to our existing client database. So
Yes.
they've got it, they're a strata client. So,
Okay.
and they've decided to sell, and then they said, no, we'll get that Brett guy on that video. So, and a good listing and
Yes.
a good price, everything else. And I just sent the proposal and he ticked it, and that was it.
Yeah.
No listing presentation, no nothing. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. So, and good feedback. So he rang me to say, hey, this is why, we've sent you the email and called you and liked your video and liked it being natural. And, I just sort of did it in the office quickly, So, so yeah, at least somebody, then that somebody's watching and taking a bit of notice of what you're doing. So, and he will do my webinar and stuff, but I haven't done much with that. I'm probably due, towards the end of the week to get that online now. So,
okay, great. Where did you post your video market updating? On Facebook or?
No, actually just email. So in the newsletter. So I uploaded the update to YouTube.
Yes.
And sent that through ActivePipe. So I use ActivePipe for email marketing.
Okay.
And then some of my database, the more current stuff is on BombBomb. So I use that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm noticing that with BombBomb, my clients are kind of opening 3 months ago and then looking at each month to see if there's a comparison there. So I decided to add a bit more data, I guess, to the market update. Overall what's going on, and invite people to sort of say, hey, let me know your suburb, and I'll make a mention of it in the next video. So just trying to get it a bit more interactive as well, but at least BombBomb seems to get a high hit rate. I don't know why, whether it's because the emails are animated. I don't know. So, but the open rate's about 80%, which is really high.
Okay, so 80%. I mean, I'm trying to understand. I have the uses. This is called a BombBomb. What's that used for? The BombBomb.
BombBomb's a American application. For video. So I do things like if I get a phone call from somebody to book an appointment, and I'll click on BombBomb and say, hey Jason, nice to talk to you this morning. I'm just confirming tomorrow's appointment at 1 o'clock. See you then. And you click send. So, but it'll also allow you to record video and share on social media instantly when you're out, etc. So, and there's lots of tips on using video in the marketplace, and also things like they're kind of saying at the moment, just don't do a business review when you go and see a local business. Sort of talk about things like what's the cost of a coffee in Norwood Parade in my street as opposed to Sydney. And what are the top 5 places to go to school in the area. Talk about sort of relocating to Adelaide perhaps. So there's a few area, and listening this morning to Tom Ferry this morning, he did a sort of a market update. And while the major cities are down, the smaller cities are back up. So New York's down, all the agents have gone on holidays. Not much business happening, but in Oklahoma and Massachusetts and all those sort of other areas, it's gone back up. It's gone crazy because people are looking at moving out of the cities. So so interesting. But it's got a lot of scripting, etc. Publishes an influencer's guide every year, and it talks about the sort of videos you should be doing for your listings and what's working and what isn't at the moment. So and all the flasher ones are not working. It's more the agent saying, hey, I've got a new listing, let's come and check it out, and do a walkthrough. So so it's interesting, but it's a quite a good application.
I love to know. How about you email me? I have a look at it. I mean, I know it's American because, but I want to look at it. What's getting used for? Okay.
Anything that's easy to do and then share on the phone, I find. And the more videos you do, the more confident you get in doing video. So, as we all know.
So do you have BombBomb in addition to your CRM that's separate?
Yeah, the CRM I try not to use much.
So you've got all your contacts. in the
Bomb Bomb.
Bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's really easy to segregate. So I can do different things for different and email it out or send it out to different. So I do a buyer's update. So I've done one recently talking about, please, get your finance organised, get a pre-approval, don't spend any money for 3 months, don't change your job for 3 months, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And they get quiet because often you just get a buyer lead come in on realestate.com and you handle the inquiry and you forget about them. So I tend to be really giving a bit more guidance at the moment. So Bomb will allow you to segregate your database really well. So you can either send it all out to everybody or do a buyer video. So I do a series. So I've got a series of videos that I do for buyers. So, and Bomb will send it out every couple of days or every week or something, whatever you schedule. So it's quite good.
Yeah, it sounds brilliant.
Then,
and how are you uploading all your information, your contacts? So when you get an inquiry from realestate.com or domain, and then it goes straight into your CRM, usually, are you just doing like a weekly input into Bomb?
Yeah.
And
upload the file.
Admin?
Yeah. Or do it manually or yeah.
Okay.
So
sounds good application. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of the Australian data, but I mean, Bomb will get data from Pipedrive and all those American CRMs because the American CRMs are all open. You can import the data from Salesforce, all that sort of stuff, but the Australian ones, nothing, so makes it pretty hard.
What database are you using? The CRM?
We were using Agent Box and we're just switching to Rex this week.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
So,
okay. Great.
I've just joined EXP, so I'm moving to Agent Box.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
From Eagle.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah, good.
Eagle's amazing.
Eagle?
It does everything that ActivePipe does. Yeah.
Yeah, I
nice.
liked Eagle. I would have switched to there, but anyway, the business chose Rex. So
all good. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So great.
Agent Box is horrible.
Any challenge?
Oh no.
No. Any challenge you are facing this week? I mean, with lead gen, I guess that's core about any challenge you are facing with your marketing at this moment.
No, so this week we've got a couple of new listings coming on board. So I'll use your funnel that you sent me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll set that up this week. So no, not really. Just it's a matter of things seem to be taking a lot longer. So and that nurturing of the customer is taking a longer process. So before you get any real action, so just setting up some automation, etc. Really. So which is why we're using stuff like Bomb and all the rest of it's easier to do. So we've been playing around with MailChimp and all that kind of stuff. But,
okay. So I mean, nurture buyer or seller taking longer? Which
both?
Both.
Yeah, really both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this week, I mean, we do digital appraisals because of COVID, but I'm printing those off now and knocking on the door and handing it to them now so that we can, and then trying to stay in touch. None of them are selling, so it's a bit strange.
Just curious, what's the reason why they're not selling in your market?
Confidence, I think. I think the buyers are there and they're confident, but I don't think the sellers are, and they're kind of expecting September when all this subsidy kick dries off. They're expecting the market to fall over. So unless they're having to sell, they're not really moving at the moment. So we'll wait till next year, or we'll wait till spring and let us know how it's going. And I'm kind of saying, look, if you're motivated to sell, just do it. Just get your house ready now, and just do it. So because if you wait in spring, I think the spring window is going to be short. And I think this year people will be more motivated to go away for Christmas. I think it's going to be, people want to get out, whether it's just in the state or they can fly to Queensland or something. I think there'd be a lot more of that. And even with myself booking somewhere for New Year's Eve just to go away within the state, just nothing. Just So I think that spring window will be short. So it's a matter of just communicating that, really, I think.
Yeah, so I wait to September and punch to the reason why they want to wait for is because they want to sell at a better price, or what's the reason why they want to wait for?
Oh, they just think it's going to crash. I think the market's going to fall over. So once those subsidies die, and then they'll wait to see whether they sell or not. I think if they put it on the market now and wait a month to get the house ready, so it's probably July, August, September is about the time when they think things are going to be, if they said they're going to list today and the house wasn't ready, it's another month or so, and then they think 90-day campaign and all the rest of it. So so it's just a matter of convincing them, but the buyers are there, and I guess part of my communication is, hey, things are selling, buyers are active, the people that are working.
Campaign to inspire them to do something new. I've had great success with that in the past, just inspiring people to make the move. And my slogan is moving people from their old to their new, or life is short, that type of thing. So you're going one layer before getting the listing. My problem is I inspire them all, and sometimes they're going with another agent because they've been loyal to that agent. So someone like you could do both, inspire them and get the listing.
So I think as much communication, they're sort of saying do a video every day with just to get out, to show that you're out and about, and maybe give them information on retail and all the rest of it. And, I did a little video the other day. I walked through this national park and the car park was just overflowing with people, and I did a bit of a thing, like I sort of said, like those habits that I've exercised during COVID have sort of hanging around. So, and if you look at the economic reports from ComSec today, they're sort of talking about food sort of going up, and energy costs are going up, but the pricing's up. So consumer price index is up, and it's mainly food and retail. So, which is good, but it's just conveying that positivity to everybody. So I talk about how many listings are sold in the area and that sort of thing. So, and I guess that listing that I got this week he spoke a bit about that I was positive and without sounding like a, fake, I guess. So, so I guess it's a matter of communicating that sort of stuff. So.
Okay. Well, it doesn't make sense. So I get your point. So I mean, the seller who are waiting for it because they worry about the market may crash down in your marketplace. Yeah, that's what they're waiting for. Okay. So then they think about like maybe the good time to sell will be in September.
Yeah, or October.
And so have you got a listing from them, or you got listing and they're not selling?
No. So everything that I mean, Saturday I've got one open inspection, and I'm normally 6 or 7. So I've sold everything, even developments, all like gone. So I think listings are drying up. I think in our area we're down 45% from last year. That's a lot. And there's probably more agents as well.
Okay, good. And and there is a strategy to solve the problem. I share a quick story, but I saw this is last time. So it is going to be the trend, but so far still not the trend because but it is going to be a trend. This type of selling, it is different from traditional selling. I'm not sure because when I was research about selling, I 1 out of 10 of the sales training course, and the trainer was taught this method. But well, I give you the bit of history about the background of this. So it is a history of selling. Like before selling was invented. Actually, selling was invented a long time ago. So, and the first stage of selling, which is pretty much, let's say, a couple hundred years ago, thousands of years ago, at that time, everyone, just, when, of course, at that time they're selling, but there's no Facebook AdSense. But what they do is they they just traded the goods or a stock with another vintage. So it's this is my stock, this is your stock. They just like a barter trade, like what we still use a barter trade now, but that's what I'm doing. On the other hand, there's no one use some of the scripts. There's no one. Everyone just say, okay, this is my stuff, this is your stuff. How much worth. So that's the first stage of selling. Second stage of selling, going to, and another time, that initially they because the trade with the people is inside the village or small town. Everyone know each other. So you'll be honest person, they'll be honest person. But then as a village, as someone trying to trade with someone outside the village, they don't know the person. Then they have to develop a skill. So that becomes something called technical selling. That's how sale has been invented now. Technical selling means the person have to figure out a way, okay, how I can use some dialogue or communicate a different way, getting my stock sold. So the person who understands the technical selling, which is on some of the psychology, on some of the discount. That is what he invented. And then the person will sell more stuff than the person who don't understand it. That's called technical selling. Then after technical selling, everyone saw, I can learn this. Then everyone saw, everyone, trying to learn technical selling. So trying to, then manipulation was developed. And everyone saw about they can, manipulate someone because no one know what your product or service worth. You only, the stranger you're trading is from other village. Then they develop something called relationship selling. Relationship selling is, okay, people need to get to know you and then before buy your stuff. And in the country I come from, I'm not sure you deal with our Chinese. They're based on something called guanxi. You know guanxi? Guanxi means that's how Chinese are doing business, but it's still doing that way. That's why a lot of the Western country business, they are going to China. It's very hard because they don't have something called guanxi. Guanxi means before I do business with you, and I need to have a So I need to have built a relationship with someone Let's say if you're brand, you're trying to go to China and do business, no one. It's very hard. You can run advertising, you can do it, but it's very hard. They don't do business that way. They do business based on, okay, who do you know in the country, and then someone, the person can introduce you to the customers. If you go there, just go to poach customers, it's really challenging for you too. That's why a lot of the Western business is really challenging for them going to the, even the China is the second biggest market, but it's really challenging because even you can do digital marketing, you can do advertising, but it's really challenging without the guanxi, without this relationship selling, because they have the mindset is come from that one. So after people that's the second stage, selling called relationship selling, and after that one, then go into another one, the called authority selling. So everyone now based on relationship now. So you have a relationship, you don't have a relationship then. Because the salesperson always invented something they call it authority. So authority, become popular in 19th century and the 20th century. That's why there are so many doctors happens. There are so many lawyers, and there are so many they certified. Then they have the training, they have the school. That's why modern education system was born. So they're born because you have the certification. That's why then a lot of people pay a lot of money, go to school, get some degree, that's called authority. Because you get a degree, you get a doctorate degree, you get a law certification, then you have authority. Then you don't have to sell yourself. You can use, okay, I'm a doctor, then you can do become my patient, become my client. Or I'm a lawyer, then you don't have to doubt my professional skill. But now I guess everyone have a doctor, everyone have a lawyer, everyone has a degree. Doesn't know any complete advantage now. So you have a doctor, I have a degree, everyone have a uni degree. How can we compete? And also there's so many people who are licensed or certified. There's so many certifications. So it's very hard to to differentiate someone. So and we move into the another stage now. And after the internet come out. But no one is teaching about the selling now because this kind of selling, but the big company is using. It's called education-based selling. That's why everyone tell you you need to put content out there. You need to publishing. You need to put your YouTube video. The reason why is because the internet come out before the mindset has been shifted. So before the customer going to deal with someone, you need to do some online checking. They need to check your review, testimonial. They need to check about your YouTube video, your social media, your website, what kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You need to check about whether you are legitimate. Yeah, that's why everyone trying to have a website now. But the kind of selling has been shifted now. It's called education-based selling. The reason why you need to have a website, the reason why you need to have online called digital presence. The purpose of having that is basically you need to have some educational content, and then they know, okay, you have something, okay, that's what I'm looking for. They're doing research for sure, yeah. And you have stuff I'm looking for, and so then when they need it, and they're gonna contact you. So that is the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no one. So that is a selling has been as a revolution of selling because of technology, because of the I think because of the technology as well. So the sales has been, but I've seen a lot of the industry is still based on the. That's why the cold calling really works. Really, it's barely work now. Number one, people get so many interruption, and number two, most of people really they do check a business before deal with them. So that's why a business have to do. Everyone have to survive. Use something called education-based selling, and education-based selling is actually it is simple as well. It is actually it happened before internet. It happened. It is I'm not sure you guys know like when the first TV ads happened. Do you know when the first TV ads?
No.
Okay, so it happened actually 1948, and it is a watching company in the US. And so at that time there are only about 1,000 TV at that time, but the watch company and trying to promote our watches. It's not even natural watches, just normal watches, but it's about 10 seconds and watches. At that time, that is the time the education selling base happened, by the way. And so before that, people only buy what they need. Let's say I need some of the stuff. I go to supermarket, I buy it, and once I buy it, I take it home. I need milk, I buy it. I need rice, I buy it, and I need that's how people buy stuff. But that is a milestone for the something called interruption marketing. At that time, people don't buy what they need, and people buy what they want. And what they want is because the TV ads, this one they use that one. Have you watched it? Back to that time, there's an info commercial. Have you watched any info commercial? Yeah.
Yes.
The goal of info commercial basically is simple. The goal of info commercial is to educate, people. At that time, is TV is to educate people, what is the product about. So then they put in some expert, like a weight loss expert, try to demonstrate the bench chair. I use the watch as well, try to so you can lose weight by this running machine. Because that's education-based selling. They use that one to educate that one. So people actually don't need it. People don't need it. People can just go to, they may just like run in the park. They can lose weight. But is a weight loss expert on the TV on the infomercial. They say you buy this machine, you put it in the house. It's so like $1,000. People are gonna buy it. That is the time education-based selling happened because they educate people and arouse the desire for the product. Before that, people only buy, okay, I need this, I'm gonna buy. And I say, I need a real estate agent, I'm gonna talk to a realtor. But that sense of changing the way of selling is because people don't need a realtor, but people want a realtor. Why? It's because you educated them about why they need a realtor, and then they need a realtor. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can give you a quick story. A story is just my personal experience, but it's really going to make it a point. And it is education based selling in real experience. I think like Brett, you went to Deepa Boho, yeah? You are in her program, yeah? Yeah. And Mel, I think last time I told you, you know about Deepa Boho, yeah? The #1, real estate investor educator, yeah? She, she sell,
right.
her program is really expensive, by the way. And I bought one, 11 grand, the minimum you need 5 grand, I think the highest you can go is 25 grand, which is very expensive. I bought the middle one.
So you recommend it, Brett? Are you enjoying it?
I didn't sign up for it. Too expensive.
Yeah,
okay.
It's really expensive. By the way, it is. I found most of the real estate investment program that were expensive, but her one is quite expensive. And I bought one, and I went to. By the way, her one has an online program. I would say that is pretty much 2 years ago. And in the live seminar, this is something I really learned about the power of education-based setting now. In the live seminar, I went to there, and by the way, it's a 3-day live seminar. He teach about ultimate real estate. You're gonna learn everything about property investment, and there are a lot. I think in the day one of the live seminar, there's a break. After every seminar, you have like you're gonna have the morning break, yeah. Like pretty much every seminar do. And the morning break, I met a guy, and this guy actually he live in the Castle Hill area. Castle Hill, by the way, you don't know, is the northwest of Sydney. And actually, he worked in the area of one of my agents. I was helping one of the agents on Facebook at the time, and he live in that area, and he got a property in that area. And so after the seminar, actually, once he learned about it, in the seminar, by the way, Deepa Boho, for her, the whole strategy of her is to tell you do something called manufacturing goals, which means if you have something called a negative gearing property, because negative gearing property, the reason why people cannot buy more properties because they have too many negative gearing property. Negative gearing property is you have to take money out from your pocket and to pay, to hold the property. So that's why from the ABS that only 1% of the property investor own more 60 property, because why? They don't have enough money, cash flow to support the investment property. So yeah, that's why Deepa Boho, she advocates, she promotes the manufacturing goal. You have to buy something, then you can do something to it. You don't buy, they say never buy a brand new apartment. Why? Because you buy a brand new apartment and you cannot do anything. You cannot add one more bedroom there. You cannot add a granite fire back there. So you cannot do something to add one more stream of income. I mean, I don't have to tell you property investment, but just cutting short. But so the gentleman he heard about the idea. He thought it's great. Then he totally understand. He got a negative property at that time. He got a negative gearing property in the Castle Hill. He said, I need to find an agent to sell now because he understand.
Mommy's in a meeting. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, because he understand, his negative gearing probably hold him back. So he need to find an agent. At that time, I was talking to him. I didn't know he lived in Castle Hill, but I was doing networking with him. And they say, I'm looking for an agent, do you know any? I said, actually, I work with an agent. And he said, do you know anyone in Castle Hill? At that time, actually, I just know someone in the Castle Hill, and he is an agent. And he wanted to say, then I just referred this guy to the Castle Hill agent, and the Castle Hill agent, maybe, I'm not sure whether he helped him sell the property. I have to catch up, but that's actually 2 years ago. But from that experience, I learned something. The things I learned is the guy who wasn't thinking about selling, he got a property in the Castle Hill, he wasn't thinking about selling. Before I attended the seminar, he's perfectly fine. He thought about I got an investment property, I live in Castle Hill, I'm okay. But after the seminar, he learned negative gearing probably hold him back. Because if he wanted to buy more investment property, he need to sell his existing property, which is negative gearing. He need to sell his existing one and buy one, which is a passive cash flow. And then he looking for an agent to help him sell that one. So I learned a lesson, actually the marketing lesson. I thought about it. Wow. Actually, most of the agents, when they go for it, they're always looking for people, want to sell, they just wait. A lot of agents who got people in the database, waiting for people when they sell, trying to contact them. And one of the agents, I work with, say, you need to always send them an email and doing, send them SMS, always keep your brand, top your awareness, basically, keep your brand in their mind. I thought about actually is a shortcut of that. Why? Because you don't have to. It doesn't matter how many emails you're gonna send to them. If they're not sending, they're not sending. It is that you have to educate them why they need a sale. That's the first stage. Once you educate them why they need a sale, then you need to educate them why they need a sale with you. But why they need a sale with you, it depends on your offer. That's what I was I was talking about in my program. You need to have a good offer. But the first stage, before you need to have a offer, you need to educate them why they need to sell. If they are not moving, you have to give them information or educate them why they need moving.
Yep.
Why they're moving. And this strategy, and I was researching who else has used it. Actually, there's a guy. Anyone heard about the Chet Holmes?
Yes, only through you.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. By the way, you can Google search about him and Tom Hopkins. Anyone know Tom Hopkins?
No.
Tom Hopkins, the number one, I guess a sales trainer in the world. But
Hopkins, yeah. Yep.
He said, Chet Holmes is a world number one sales and marketing genius. Look at the Tom Hopkins review with him. And by the way, unfortunately, Chet Holmes has passed away because he got a cancer, back to a few years ago. I think 2015. But he applied education-based selling for changing a country. Anyone know next country in Mexico? Back to 1990 or 1940. In Mexico, not too many people who, actually he was helping a company that built that developer, property development time. And in the property developer, so in Mexico, at that time, because the people, by the way, Mexico was a developing country, so people don't have much money, to build a house, and also, at that time, but the economy was very bad. So the property developer, trying to figure a way, try to get the people to build a house because they are building residential property for people. So then, if they want to grow business, they wanted to, they wanted to get the people to, build the property, So Chet Holmes use education-based marketing, truly take the company from another time they are just only started with the brother. Another time they may have like a couple of people, couple of builders, trying to build a business in Mexico. This guy, use a strategy, take it to the biggest, largest developer in Mexico, and actually become the largest in India now. So how does it do this one? Another time, they did research. So Chet Holmes did research, and research is in Mexico. A lot of people who, because they don't have their own property, so the brother, twin sister, and the cousin, all of the people, they live in the same house. In a developing country, in India as well, is a big family that live in the same house, yeah. But the problem with living in the same house is, actually is a terrible problem as well. Is because the cousin may have sex, actually sex abuse with a sister, and in a developing country doing that. So so a lot of the then they cause the pregnancy of the of the cousin, of the sister, of this one, and but in a country it's normal in that country. So in the India as well, especially in the northern India. So they find the problem, and then Holmes, he developed a marketing campaign for the company. They say you educate them about why they need to build their own property, because the cousin going to have the sex with the sister, and the sister going to have the sex with the brother, then the family just mess up, so it causes a lot of the early pregnancy, other times they may get a pregnancy in a teenager, so cause of a death as well. So Chet Holmes, he developed the education-based marketing, and then educated them why you need to have the own property, you need to have the bedroom for your for your twin brother, for your cousin, for your nephew, and so take the company you still can find out, but unfortunately because the corruption of the country, the company may have some issue now. But another time the company become the biggest developer in the Mexico, and trying to is going to become the biggest developer in the India as well, and also become the become the top 5 most popular trading company in the New York Stock Exchange, and
Yep.
become but grow very fast because of his marketing campaign. They put this education-based marketing in the radio, in the TV, in the newspaper, in Wall Street media, and push out. Once they push out, everyone realize I need to have the property, for my families. Otherwise, the family live in that kind of the environment. So then that's why truly it changes the whole country as well. Then the Mexico actually government then decide they're going to help their business, help that company, fund, help them actually fund, give some fund for them to build the home, build the property. So take the small developer to become the biggest developer in Mexico in much. It took about I thought much over 10 years, but that's education-based marketing has been used, in a classical way, education-based marketing, and it's really, really powerful because most people don't know what they don't know. They don't know, like I say, they don't like that gentleman. I share a story is that he doesn't know. He didn't know. He didn't sell his negative gearing property. Because why? Because he didn't know negative gearing probably hold him back. So if he didn't attend the Deepak Boho's education seminar, he will never sell his negative. He will never contact a real estate agent to help him sell the property. Why? Because he has no desire to sell it. But once he know it, once he got it, I need to sell my property because if I hold the property, that property is going to, hold me back. He want to buy more investment property. That's what I want. But he realized he need to sell his negative gearing property, and so he can, because that's a bad investment he got. He need, that's a bad investment. A lot of people, on other things I know about it, I'm not sure you heard about it from Robert Kiyosaki. I heard about it. Most people don't know. Actually, the home is a liability. Most people saw the home is an asset. How many people do you know? People think about it, the home is an asset.
Yeah, well, I guess it is when you sell it.
Yeah, but most people saw home is an asset. Actually, it's not. Most people home is a liability. Most people saw, I have a home. I'm living there is an asset because the value, But actually, home is not an asset because asset is something you produce money, and home is a liability. That's why actually my mom, she bought 2 investment property. We're never going to live in because we know if we live in and we don't have rent, going to
an income from it.
Yeah, because so if we live there and then we are renting, actually rent is cheaper than living there. But so a lot of people who live in their own dream house and live in the house, actually it's better for them to rent because if they wanted to be financially, especially they wanted to have less financial stress. I know because of why I know it because I attend a property investment seminar and I was in the. I know a lot about wealth management because once I joined Deepak Boho's course. So a lot of people don't know actually home is a liability. They should. So as a real estate agent job, actually as a real estate agent job, one of your job can be a financial planner. Of course, you are not a.
Yeah, but these guys in these seminars, they don't take into consideration that you could have to move every 12 months, and the cost of relocating, the cost of changing kids' schools, the disruption. They just look at numbers. They don't look at all the facts all the time. So it's like okay, your negative gearing property is no good, but what did you buy? You bought it to reduce some tax. So you may as well, I guess I say to my clients, okay, you've got a couple of negative gearing properties and you're getting a heap of deductions, but put all these deductions to pay off your house. So that's, because that loan is not, it's not an income producing loan. It's, so there's just, you can't always just go by numbers. It's the fact that, okay, you could move every 12 months. And you're renting, but you're just throwing money in to pay somebody else's asset. And your home's probably going to grow on average 8-9% a year. So it's not always, yeah.
I guess it depends on the context, really.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to go and rent something marvelous on a canal or something high end that the figures weren't there, you would do that.
Yeah.
Or if you're a family and you have kids and you're worrying about damaging someone else's property for that lifestyle and that assurance, you would just buy a property and live in it. Depends on the context.
Yeah, so definitely Mel is right. Depends on context. So it depends on whether it is better to rent or it's better to live in their own home. But it depends on my family situation. I found it's better for us to rent because the rent for the investment property 1 municipality is $650 a week, and so if we move in, $650 a week will be gone, and the rent we only pay a couple hundred, less than that, actually half of the rent. So if we move in, then live in our own home, which is good, but then the rent will be out. Then so if as an agent, who really can spend some time, of course you're not a financial planner because you need a license, but you may can, maybe just sit in town or help the workout, help the vendor or potential seller work out. If it is better for them to, if you want to get a seller, I'm talking about example. If you want to get a seller to move, if they, just work out. Basically, I think it's a math as well. Sometimes it's number or talk to them, have a meeting with them. So would it be better for you to sell your property or hold it? Because you hold it, this is how much you're gonna pay every week. Your legal expense, your mortgage. Or if you sell it, then you buy a more smaller one.
Yep.
Do you get what I mean? So especially COVID-19, because COVID-19, a lot of people lose their job. So lose their job means the income will be reduced. And a lot of people can move into a smaller property without any problem, without, why I know there are some people in Sydney, actually, they are living a big house, but there's no point of living in a big house because if you want to go financially moving faster, let's say if you sell your property, have some money, live in a small house, and take the money, then you can use the money to buy some investment property. You can move much quicker. You have less stress. Or you live in a big house, which is house is good. I know some people have swimming pool as well, but costs a lot of money as well to live in there, because the home is a liability. Most people don't know it. Most people enjoy it. So, and I think First National is doing this as well. First National not doing this to help you get sale, but I went to First National seminar masterclass, and the guy name is Aaron, and what he's doing, he basically, and he used the example. He said, I'm sure you got the workboard. I still remember the presentation. I said, why we need to buy investment property, because back to 1950, at that time that's a super energy. Most people, lifespan only 65. So people started working at age 15, and then maybe retire at age 60. So they work for 45 years and have enough super for 5 years. Then 1980, people may start working 20, then they retire and 65, they work 40 years. But people in like maybe 1990 after born, most people don't start working at age 25 because they finish uni degrees or do a master at early 25. And the young people, they're traveling, maybe backpacking, they may start working 25. Then they want to retire and, at the age of 60, or they don't have enough, then they may have another 30 years because the lifespan has increased. So I use the statistics to show people why they need to buy investment property, why they need to have another stream of income, because super is not enough. So people need to start think about, okay, yeah, I need to invest because my super is not going to secure my financial future after retirement.
Yeah. So
that's a strategy. That's called education-based setting. You have to do some research, and I found a research from ABS, Australian Bureau of Statistics, and they're really good. Or from the Jews, or from, and put it into an education format. So people educated, then people will move. So people are going to, what they're gonna do is they were going to you know, they're gonna stop like moving.
Yeah.
I can send you. I mean, I still have the recording of the seminar, but Chet Holmes passed away. But one of the seminar, I bought his program, and inside program, he talked about education-based selling in touch 1.5 hours. And I'm not allowed to sell it because it's his program, even he passed away. But I can share the access to you and Brett, so you can truly understand how education-based selling and can be applied into your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know so many agents who have leads, home center leads in the database are waiting for it. When the center going to ready, then you're going to, but it's not, you are gonna lose control because you don't know when they're gonna ready. They may say September, then they may wait for October, November. Well, so as a salesperson, actually a job is influence them, help them move. That is why actually that is why any country need a sales and a marketing, because similar to COVID-19, all of the business has been closed down. And the reason why the economy has going down is because no sales and marketing happen. It's because sales and marketers, their job is move the economy. So the transaction have to be, that's why sales and marketing, their job actually is to drive the economy, is to influence the people to, to make the decision, influence the people to moving forward. Well, imagine if every shop, every business, there's no sales person there, everyone just expect a customer turn up, then go into the.
Yeah.
I don't think the economy of the country will be really good, because at that time will be, people, of course, for people need something, then people are going to buy. But then majority of the money has been transacted. It's not because people need something, it's people want something. People want to invest in property, people want to share, people want the iPhone, people want the latest phone.
Yeah.
So that's how economy has been, growing. A lot of people has been sold by want, not by need. If we want to sell people when they need something, I guess we only sell commodity, well, rice, bread, milk.
Yep.
But a lot of the stuff has been invented, like iPhone, like iPod. We don't really need an iPhone, iPod. Actually, on this, we don't need it. We don't need an iPhone 11, the latest one. But it is because they trying to sell the people want. You want this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna share with you. I may send you an email after the Zoom, and you can watch the education-based marketing. That's gonna help you understand how you can use it. But I'm going to, so that will help you.
Okay.
Yeah. So this works for seller, for buyer as well. Think about if there's no education-based marketing, I don't think there's so many investment property will be sold.
Yep.
Yeah, because people don't know they need another stream of income. People thought about it, I have super, have income, I have job enough. But it's easy because some of the speakers, some of the trainer in the seminar tell you, probably your lost a job, probably your, super, not enough, probably your, what kind of stuff. Then people say, okay, I need another investment property, I need to buy share, or I need to start a business, or I need to join network marketing.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm gonna share pretty much after the Zoom, and I will email you, and then you can watch it. But you can watch it. But it's really good. It's a really good strategy.
Yeah.
Education-based selling is educate people and to increase the desire level. They wanted to buy something, or they want to sell a property, something.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right. And so, Mel, how about you? Like, what's the biggest challenge you are facing in the marketing? Any challenge?
Well, I actually got over a hurdle today, not so much in the market, but about my offer. So I wanted to give free conveyancing, but my local favorite conveyancer checked with the authorities who she works with, and they said, oh no, too high of a risk, don't do it. So I've gone to a different conveyancer, and yeah, so I got a deal this morning to put that into place. So that's just an update on my offer. So I'm finally getting there. In the market where I'm from on the mid-coast, Barrington Coast, New South Wales, it's been really strong. So we're the same as Brett. We've got a lot of people moving from the cities. We're a smaller town. They want that acreage or lifestyle near the coast. And yeah, plenty of buyers out. It's just getting the stock. I'm trying to balance, like I said, we're traveling, and I thought I had this grand idea about real estate agents connecting and working together, and went off on this. It was working okay for a little while. But yeah, Brett shaking his head. It's probably not possible. So I've now joined DXP, so I'm setting up systems with that, learning all the new database, learning everything that's new technology.
Okay.
And
is that through Glenn Twiddle?
Yeah, I did go through Glenn.
Okay.
Well, I didn't directly go, but yeah, through Glenn. But they've also got some Stephen Lee, who is the headhunter of McGrath. He's managing it, and there's some really good agents, and they're bringing on an agent a day at the moment. Like, it's massive.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so but how do you say you now you have buyers? You know, how do you get more stock then?
Well. Yeah, so I've been holding back because I had some grand ideas, and I thought, well, I'm not really present, and I didn't understand that you know the different rules of states, and so I'm neutralizing like you were talking about from before with Dr. John D. Martini, and still trying to keep that dream alive that it is possible, but then I guess fitting into the way it is. And when you first talked about like the opportunities of COVID, maybe you didn't mention opportunities, but what's going on, that's the way I see it. COVID, it's an opportunity to do things different, new ways, still the old, because there's a lot of things that we would never want to change, but also too, like, we're definitely going into, just like the slogan I said, old to new. We are definitely, the world, real estate, everything is changing.
Yeah.
So.
And but how, like, I know your study or your business, but the biggest challenge, I guess, first thing you should think about it, is how to get more seller, because the more seller leads you're gonna get. But I understand there are so many things you need to do in business, and well, but I think one of the key things everyone should be focused on. It doesn't matter what stage it should be focused on. The one should focus on one thing. I think I learned this in a hard way, and in the past I used to be try to focus on so many things. There's so many. Also, I need to try to sell. I try to sell the zero accounting, the software. Try to learn how to use zero. It took me a long time to learn the zero. I mean, it looks really simple, but I don't even know what's a reconciliation about. How I can put this transaction to that transaction. And I was talking to the tax accountant, and then also trying to, I was talking to the lawyer, trying to do something called discretional trust. If you want to build a company, you have to, separate your, personal income with your company income. So I know there are so many things. I was overwhelmed as well. And it is overwhelming. And but I think I'm going to share you a simple strategy, time management. That's going to help you solve your overwhelming. That's what I learned. And I'm going to share my screens so you can understand, how I manage the time now.
Okay.
But this is going to help you. This is not to do about marketing, but it's to do marketing. But it's time management is really, it's really, really important. Really simple as well. By the way, it's not hard.
I know, you forget about sometimes the basic things.
Yeah, okay, so 3-step. I think everyone can do it in the 3-step. Okay, a 3-step. You can hear some notes about it, but this one going to help you manage your time so effectively. Step 1 is called this time management. By the way, I spent a lot of time, dig out time management. I went to Tony Robbins course called RPM. I try to, learn from a guy named Brian Tracy. He called Eat Your Frog, and Stephen MR Covey. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And Chit Formas, he got a called a billionaire time management system. And Davey Island, get things done. So I know a lot of time, but I found I'm just share about the large show. I mean, a small one, which is really going to help you boost your time management. In a way, you can do it. I know. I'm not sure. Have you, Mel or Brett? Have you got chance? Sometimes you feel overwhelmed, like a lot of work to do. Overwhelmed, yeah. Mel, sure you're a mother. You feel overwhelmed, yeah. I use
definitely.
I use feel. I just saw a lot of sense what to do. I found this sense is so simple. It's just so easy. It's sense called a GPS. You need to think about it. G means gather. That's what it actually stands for. So gather this. You can use a paper or you can use a Word document. I use something called OneNote because I love OneNote. We can use Evernote. Evernote works as well. Just a note-taking version. Gather means you gather everything. Let's say every day. Say let's write down everything you do. Do this, do this, do this. Put everything, like everything in your brain, just dump as much as you can, So every week, I suggest you to do it every week. Because why every week? Every week you start fresh. Every week, you put everything you want to do, everything in a list. It doesn't matter what you do, personal or business. Everything. You put as many as you can into a Word document or anything, email or text message. I need to send to people, or I need shopping. I need to cook for the kids. I need to pack the kids lunch. Or I need everything you put it there. Personal, professional, or maybe go to gym or anything. What? It's gonna take you about 1 hour. I guarantee it's gonna take you about 1 hour. Put everything. Once you put everything on a list like this, you find okay, you're gonna feel so overwhelmed. You're truly gonna feel so overwhelmed. Like I did. Actually my life is much simpler than your guys because I don't have family. I'm not married, but I guess if you have kids, family, your list will be much longer than me. So you're gonna have I think you're gonna have at least like 200 or 300 tasks on your list, 200 or 300 guaranteed. And so you bring down everything on this paper. You can use a Word document or Evernote or even for notebook, a simple one. Dump as much as you can. Once you dump as much as you can, you feel then you're gonna feel, because why? I tell you, there is a science between this one. Because you have our brain actually work like this. Subconsciously, we're gonna store so many thoughts. Since we wanna do, if we don't put it on a paper, we don't put it on something, our brain is gonna try to remember it. And so we try to remember, we're gonna use a lot of time called a glucose. And when your glucose is sugar, yeah. So we trying to. That's why our brain becomes noisy. So first thing you dump so many is because it's going to take all of the noise in your brain and put on a paper. Now your brain become less noisy. That's the first step. That's why you need to dump so much as you can. Anything you can think about it. Just maybe take about 1 hour of your time. Dump as many can at the beginning of a week, preferably on Monday morning, or maybe Sunday afternoon. That's the first step. Okay, once you're done, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. There's so many tasks. When you say so many, it's going to be overwhelming. It is going to overwhelming. It's like so many tasks. The second step is going to do. You need to use something called this one come from a guy. His name is anyone read the book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? You heard about the book? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard about it?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
The book is really great, but in the book there's one thing which is really good, and you need to he called them 4 quadrants to manage your time. So you say once you dump so many, then you take all these tasks. Let's say I did this. Actually, I did on 13th of July. So let's say I just did this one. Sure, let's just say.
You've been so busy.
I'm overwhelmed just looking at your list.
But I guess that's the way it gets done, huh?
Yeah. I write on a list and then forget where I put the list.
I love it. It's all dated and I guess you can search. I've only just realized now. I used to write notes everywhere and just have pieces of paper everywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's more about recording it. I'm hoping it'll stay in there longer, but it's now that's why I'm looking down all the time. I'm just typing into my iPhone and I have notes.
Yeah, I will record it, but let's say once you've done that, then simply they just create a 4 quadrant. 4 quadrant is based on the priority. First quality is called urgent and important. Basically, is a task is urgent and important. You need to do it right now. So you have to do it right now. Like this task, coaching, I have to do it today because if I don't today, it's urgent and it also is important. I have to do today, and I have to do my tracker plan. I have to do the 0 transaction. I have to sell the outputs, direct betting because outputs, I just got on your phone. I have to do it. If I don't do it, I have to make a sales phone call. Actually, because sales is quite important. So it's urgent and important. You have to put in a category, urgent and important. It's urgent. There's a timing. So you have to do it today, this week is urgent. Important, why? I guess everyone and so on. Everyone in the business, getting customer is the most important thing. You should think about it. There are some other tasks you should think about it. I know, maybe trying to figure out, send out email, maybe trying to figure out how to use a MailChimp, try to figure out how to use a CRM. I know this is very important, but the most important is getting customers. So you have to put it urgent and important into this quadrant. I said most urgent and important. If you don't do it, then not urgent and important, which is not urgent, which is there's no timing, but it's important. So for me, and one of the I use for me, I'm going to get is a strategic partner. So for me to build a relationship with the people like real estate influencer important, like build with the town panel. I spend a lot of time trying to build a relationship with the town panel and build with one because if I'm trying to niche down in the real estate industry, then I need to get a relationship with these guys because they have the aging I wanted to target. So that is important, but that's not urgent, but that's a long-term goal. But this is have to do and then this is urgent, not important. So urgent, not important. Let's say example would be urgent but not important, like maybe do a shopping. Of course you need a shopping for sure, you need to buy the food, but they're not really important. Sometimes if you something more important than this and don't do the task, you can let's say if you don't buy eggs today, well, you can buy eggs tomorrow. Today you don't have to eat eggs. Today you may eat something else. It is urgent for sure, you want to eat eggs, but it's not a really important task to do. And final task called not urgent, not important, not urgent, not important. Another time I always try to get my iPhone 6 fixed. Not urgent, not really important because I got another phone. I don't need to get my iPhone 6 fixed, So once you categorize, but you have to finish that's a step 2. And then you just say you take this category, say, okay, I want to do this right now. Let's say coaching. I take this copy this. Then I go into another list called a focus list. Focus list means that because you're overwhelmed means that you focus on too much. The reason why people overwhelm is they focus too much. And I realized, by the way, this strategy I learned from a guy named is Gary Keeler-Vanian. Anyone know Keeler-Vanian Realty? Anyone know about it?
No.
Okay, Keeler Realty. If you Google search about it, anyone know Central 21?
Gary Keller. Yep.
Anyone? Okay. Yep. So Gary Keeler, actually he built the world's largest real estate company in the world by the agent count.
Yeah.
So he built another, and the Central 21 is the second largest one. And Gary Keeler has one of the book called The One Thing. It's a really good book, very good time management. Yeah, this is the book, his book called The One Thing. It's written by the guy named Gary Keeler. You can buy from Amazon.
Okay.
And okay. So this strategy actually I learned from Gary Keeler. He said he said, the reason why people not productive, but he's really productive. Think about it. He built the world's largest real estate, you know, franchisee, I guess. Century 21, he's bigger than Century 21. So he's trying to have, of course, he must be much busy than any of the agent, much, yeah, because he has to manage so many, franchisee. So he said one thing. So I think, so once you have the word of their list, put in the prioritize. What you can do, you put in something, you create something called a focus list. Focus list as one. So this is a time you want to do it. Could ask me a time, how much time it takes. And this one actual time, which is actual time, how much, let's say this will be take about let's say this time coaching will be take about I think about 1 hour.
Is there an app, or can I do this on my mobile phone?
Yeah, you can do this on mobile phone, and this app, the app called OneNote. You can download that OneNote to do it.
Oh yeah, this is OneNote. Okay.
Yeah, but it may take 2 hours. And so what you do is so instead like trying to feel overwhelmed, the reason why overwhelmed is people forget to my thing. So you break down your day into this one, into 10 minutes, and into 1 hour, into today, into the week, then into the, I have the long list, but you can see my one, into the month, into the temple. So this one list can break down. I can give you a recording. You don't have to take a picture. So 10 minutes. I give example about it. So 10 minutes. And so let's say before the coaching, I need to prepare something. That is 10 minutes you should be doing. And 10 minutes. So 10 minutes. So actually every 10 minutes is what are you going to do in next 10 minutes of your time. And so 10 minutes of that's a task you're going to focus on. So what task? And so take the task from you already, put it here, which is urgent and important. And then go back to that one, set 10 minutes. By the way, the 10 minutes doesn't mean the 10 minutes task. It could be 1 hour task, but you segment into 10 minutes to get the task done. I want to ask you a question. Let's say, male or brain, like how long do you think your attention can maintain? How long do you think you can focus on something? How long?
Depends.
Not long enough.
Let's say maybe read a book. How long do you?
Oh, I don't know. Last weekend I read a whole book in 2 days. So I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, I'm a listener, and it depends on the book. If it's something I love, and yeah, I'll go through. But I prefer to listen. Or simplicity, like bullet points, straight to the point type thing. So Brett, do you have this schedule in place, or are you using something else?
Yeah, what do I use? No, I just use my calendar on the iPhone, really. That goes to Slack though, so I am using Slack quite a bit, but not for this sort of stuff. This is kind of a little bit, Evernote I've been using as well. So
well, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about which app, which software to use. I think the strategy.
As long as you do it.
The strategy is more important than the software. You can do this on a
getting it done. Yeah.
So because everyone's attention, is so short. So I would suggest you. Segment your, every 10 minutes, and do every 10 minutes, take a break. Every 10 minutes. So what do you do is one, every 10 minutes, then take a maybe stand up and do something. If you sit in front of desk for too long, every 10 minutes, because that's going to help you refocus your, And after that, then 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's our task. And then you put it, okay, what's the tower you're going to focus? Then today, You're gonna put on what's a task you're gonna fix on today, and based on the priority. And sometimes, I guess you may have some thought, pop up mind. So I wanted to do something, but you want to do something, and maybe during a week, then you have the week check. You have the week to do action. You say, okay, I wanted to do something. You put it in a week. So during a week section, and then you have the week. Say, okay, in the week I want to do it. So that means you are not going to be disrupted. Why? Because if you have some thought pop up, and but the thought said, okay, the task you are not going to do in next 1 hour, in next 10 minutes, or today, you're going to put in a week. You're going to put in the month, or schedule into your calendar. So by doing this, you will be fully focused on the task you're going to be doing in next 10 minutes, next hour. And by doing this, you get it way more done, because a lot of people who, I guess it's really hard because people's attention is so short. So everyone just got so many things disrupted, like a phone call, like email, SMS. So we have to really be able to manage our focus, and find this is the best way. So just maybe just create a section like next 10 minutes. What should I do? 1 hour should do. And once you've done this is the beauty of this. Let's say once I've done this, I'm going to. You can just see my screen how I deal with the task. This works like a pipeline. I think everyone knows sales pipeline, yeah. So once I've done this, let's say I'm just remove this task. I've done this, remove the task. Then I'm going to move this task. I'm going to take it here. And once I've done this, and I'm going to remove the task, then I'm going to take this task back to here. Once I've done this, then it's working like a pipeline. So it's going to move out just like a funnel. Just a funnel, just like a pipeline. It's based on the priority, based on how urgent, how important your task is just move up, move up, move up, move up, move up. By doing this, your whole day is going like a pipeline. Your task will be like a get through the pipeline. So this is the best time management. I think I found out is simple, easy to do it. You gather everything you want to do and prioritize it, and then put in something called a listen list. What should I do? 10 minutes, an hour, today, week, month. By doing this, you are going to solve your overwhelm problem, because overwhelm is a big problem for most people.
Okay.
Does this help?
Yes, a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, but any question you have this? Any question?
No.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
Just if I'm going to start one on my mobile phone, which will be the easiest? The same one as you?
So you want to have an app on your mobile phone, yeah?
Yeah, I usually do everything in Notes, but I guess that doesn't have the features that has allowed all these folders and things. Yeah.
Then use OneNote. OneNote is the best, okay. Because
okay. All right, done.
Yeah, just use OneNote. I know Evernote is, but OneNote actually is better for this kind of work. OneNote, and OneNote is owned by Microsoft, but it's free if you have a. Do you have a Microsoft Office?
Yes.
Yeah, if you have Microsoft Office, and OneNote is a free app, come from if you have Microsoft Office, and then you get a Microsoft OneNote is a free app. You can do from iPhone, Android, or have a desktop, software as well. So work on any devices.
Okay.
And then you just create on a OneNote, just create a note-taking page and 3 pages. One is a gather list, gather everything you want to do. Another one is a prioritize list. Prioritize based on the 4 quadrant: urgent, important, and urgent, not important, not urgent and important. No, not urgent, not important, not urgent, not important. So 4 quadrant. And then third step is create this kind of list. What should I do next 10 minutes? What should I do next hour? What should I do today? What should I do this week? What should I do this month? And then after this month, what should I do? Maybe tempo, just put it a tempo. After months, you can do something called a TEMP, which is you may want to do, who knows.
Okay.
Yeah. But so every day, okay, the goal on this one, the goal is every day your to-do list, today's list should be empty. So today, every task should be empty.
Okay.
Why? Because even if you cannot finish with a task today, you say, okay, I'm gonna finish, move it to the week. Why? Because if you don't put it empty, tomorrow you wake up in the morning, oh, I have so many tasks I have to finish yesterday. Then you always gonna something. If you okay, if your today is empty, what you gonna do? Today you start fresh. Today I get fresh, then I'm going to move a task up. This one, and finish,
Okay.
and move a task up. Yeah. So then you're not gonna overwhelm because you deal one or two tasks. I don't suggest you put in 3 tasks in this section because putting more than 3 you're gonna overwhelm. Ideally put one in 1 hour. So let's say in 1 hour, in next hour, if your next hour you want to do phone call, like call your buyer or call your seller, next hour just do phone call. Don't put anything there. Next hour I want to make 10 phone call, do phone call. Anything is nothing to do, just a phone call. Once you finish your phone call and move a task, say today I wanted to maybe send the proposal to the to the seller inquiry. Then you move a task like a pipeline, move up.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So by doing this, you're gonna solve your overwhelm problem. Otherwise it's hard to get anything done because you are overwhelmed. And it's most of the time we are overwhelmed. It's like a traffic jam, and it's like a lot of traffic stuck on the road. It's just too much trying to get it through. But if you just put one car on the road, I'm trying to use a metaphor to help you understand it. This is the strategy. Most people overwhelm is because they see so many tasks. Of course, they're gonna overwhelm. But if your only job is okay, your only job is trying to focus on what should I do in next hour. You're not gonna overwhelm. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Because you just need to take one of the urgent and important tasks from your prioritize list. Okay, I'm gonna do the task in hour. One of your focus is hour. You are not gonna focus. Okay, today so much tasks. Tomorrow so many tasks. You are just focus on hour. Once you get hour done, then move a task up. So because a lot of people's overwhelming is because they focus on too many things.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to schedule a lot of time to create that list. It'll be sort of get done. It'll be fine.
So let's just summarize under this one. So first one, create something called a gather list. Gather everything you want to do, everything. Business, personal, because anything is stuck in your mind, you have to put it out. If you don't put it out, and your brain feels too noisy, you have to bring it out. And number 2 is called a prioritize, based on the 4 quadrant. Urgent, important, not urgent, important. Urgent, not important, not urgent, not important. And number 3 is called a focus list. Focus list, basically, what should be focused in next 10 minutes, 1 hour, and today, week, month, then temporary. That's all. So the acronym of the strategy called GPS. G means gather, P means prioritize, S means basically means start taking action.
Okay.
Yeah. So because otherwise I know it's just too hard to to manage everything.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Any question you have with this, or no more? Or any question you have? Any other question you have got?
No, that's it. I better start some work.
That's okay. I will go over the replay on this last little bit to get all the folders set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then actually that's all, and then maybe so have you started watching the module 2 now?
No, not yet.
No, sorry.
That's okay. Because module two is yeah, I'll tell you module two. Much briefly tell you, but yeah, the module two is going to help you solve your DGM problem, and it's really important.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll schedule that in. Prioritize.
Yeah, but I have to do time management because I know it's harder to go through the time manage, go through the one, but I briefly tell you the module two. I know a lot of time, you know, when you're trying to, you know, when you're trying to build a relationship with, let's say when you're trying to, you know, let's say your conventioner or the mortgage broker, you know, they have the home center deeds you want to get, but actually there are some other agent, you know, who still poach, or they are poaching your mortgage broker, they are poaching the local tradespeople as well. So how you can win the deal, how you can, you know, get them to refer to customer to you, not to other agent. And so I've been thinking about, you know, how. By the way, sometimes if you just give them commission, like a percentage of commission, yeah, for sure, some people works, but you have to do more than, you know, more than just a commission, because any agent can give that commission. So you still have to do something more. So in the module two, basically we created something. I think you have to. There's something how to build a relationship in a strategic way. Let's say your goal. Let's say your goal. Let's say if your goal, you know, if your goal is to get a mortgage broker. If your goal is to get a mortgage broker to, you know, to do a joint venture or do a strategic partnership with. So this is in the module two. Basically, is something called a relationship action plan. By the way, you don't have to take a photo because
we already have it. Yeah, I know. It just reminds me when I go through to focus on that one.
So you put a goal here and you say, okay, I want it to my goal. Then you put the people you want to target. That's really important. And you put the name, and then you put the title. You put this one. This one is really important. So this will help you measure and track how close your relationship with your strategic partner. Because let me ask a question. Let's say if you want to borrow the money right now, let's say Mel or Brett, you want to borrow, who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to ask the money to borrow? If you want to borrow money right now, who are you going to, apart from banks, apart from other external, let's say I'm talking about people, who are you going to borrow money from?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know.
No, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you really need the money, let's say maybe your family, one of the family member has get cancer, you really need money to pay for the medical expenses. Who are you going to get money from?
I don't know. Just put it on credit card.
A credit card. Okay, let's say apart from credit card, if you cannot do credit card, cannot borrow money from bank, cannot borrow money from any, but I have to borrow money from someone, who are you going to talk to?
A friend, actually a client. Yeah. I know that sounds unprofessional, but
okay. So let's say friend. Why do you borrow money from a friend? Why do you borrow money from a friend?
Well, because he has the money available and probably looking for a good investment. Like the interest rate that I could give him is better than what the banks will give him. So it's kind of a win-win. Yeah, and also one of the reasons is because you know the friend, yeah, you know them, yeah, they know you, yeah. Yeah. Then you know that chance. So this is really important. The reason why I guess some people, when they're trying to do something called a strategic partnership, trying to get a mortgage broker, you know, to become a referral partner, it's not successful. It's because not only you just need to give them money for them, you also have to, you know, you also have to build a relationship with them. It's okay. This is not just okay. I show you the deal. Okay, I'm gonna give you maybe 1-2% of my commission. Then you refer your client to me, and it sometimes works for sure. For some of the mortgage brokers, they just want the money. But
Sometimes you have to do more than this, which is in a long term, which is a build a relationship. So this will help you measure, like let's say, this is what from 0 to 10, let's see a relationship from 1, from 2, 3, 4, 5. This is based on how much you know them and how much they know you. So it's called intimacy. That you never met them, aware about them, met them, interest about their friend, and then so you're gonna increase the metrics. And by doing this, this is going to help you strategically build a relationship with your strategic partnership. And once this one, this is a strategy as well. Like by the way, this one will explain more in a program. Like what's this what kind of currency? Like basically is how you're gonna help them. Not only help them make more money for sure, you give them a commission. It's how you're gonna help them with let's say Tang Pando, I know he's every commit to a church. I know his local church actually in the Harbor Field and Jumoy, which is a suburb. So how am I going to, help him? And which is so by doing this is the one of the things you can do. What's the event you can apply for it? And what is the plan you need to create to help you? So then out of time, you're gonna get a result. That's one of your strategy. Imagine this one. Because if you can get one strategic partnership on board and for a lifetime, I'm not talking about once off. Just refer one client or one customer to you. If you can get one mortgage broker to you, and how much do you think they're gonna worth to you? Mel, how much?
Oh, hundreds of thousands. Maybe if you get one, then it leads to another. One sole property leads to another. Yeah, it can have a follow-on.
Yeah, let's say you get a one, you get a, let's say you get a one, $100,000 because the one, who can refer you 10 clients, 20 clients, or 30. I'm talking about in a lifetime, not just once off. I'm talking about in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. As long as you are in the real estate industry, you may need the partner. So if the strategic partner is so valuable, then you have to build a profile, a really good profile like this. Understand everything about the person, every hobby, every personal, everything. Because you have a CRM for individual client, yeah? Center, yeah?
Yes.
And in your CRM, you put the name, email, mobile, and probably the buy, probably sell, and all of the information. You need to have a CRM. You need to have a CRM for your referral partner. You have to. Because you have a CRM for your referral partner. CRM is more valuable than your client because one client, a transaction may be $10,000, but one referral partner, they refer leads into your funnel, they convert about $100,000. So
what database should we have? For the separate.
Do you use HubSpot?
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, HubSpot.
Yeah, HubSpot is good. So
Okay.
I would suggest you get a HubSpot. HubSpot I found it from Wolves. Number one is free, doesn't cost you money.
Okay.
CRM is free. Number two is just the CRM. The feature of the CRM is so good inside of the. I have a tool. I use HubSpot for two things. One is for client and one is for referral partners. Okay. So yeah, have the HubSpot and use as a tool. Oh, so by the way, and this one I'm gonna explain more. You have to watch the module 2 to learn it. But I just briefly tell you this is the module 2. Like module 2 is not just okay. I'm just gonna contact them, call them, and then they become my strategic partnership. They're gonna refer. It's not gonna happen day one. You have to have a plan. You have to have a strategy to get them to become your strategic partnership. And the end goal of to get them is not to get a once off. They refer one person to you, then you pay them big commission. No, actually is getting them become your. Okay, The reason why it's called a strategic partnership, not called referral partnership. There's a reason for it. Because the referral partnership sounds like they just refer one client to you and you pay them beer money, refer one client to you, person beer money. And but a strategic partnership sounds like you guys are in the same business and they are going to treat your business as their business. They're going to refer as many as a client to you. Once they got a client, they're going to pass a client to you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
I'm sorry, I have to go because I've got another meeting.
Okay, apparently we finished now, but that's a module 2. I just briefly tell you, and what's a module 2, and you don't have to take loads. You don't have this one because module 2 is gonna help you get it done. But once you get it done, it's gonna help you solve your degen problem. Truly,
Okay.
help your degen problem. Because,
thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Because that's how big company. That's how big company. All of the big company, and they will use something called a strategic partnership to build their, business. And even if you talk to Russell, and Russell will tell you in his book, and he uses this as well.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any question before we finish the meeting?
No.
No, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, pretty much we will finish now, and so if you, and then we may, so if you have any question, I have any question about time management or about the marketing, you can email me, and then I'll try to email you back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Brett.
No worries. See you later, Mel. Good luck with the XP.
Thank you.
Cheers.